Ambassador Goswill, please.
My apologies. Very good afternoon, good morning. And I want to sincerely apologize for coming in late. Um, I have also, I think I will start by saying that my number, my number on the group is not the active number. So sometimes that phone misbehaves a lot. So I've also shared my active number with Brother Israel so that he can add my active number to the group and that will help me more. Uh, but that's not to say it's an excuse. I'm so sorry, and hopefully I will be able to learn more and participate more so that I can become a better version of myself. So I don't know if my apology is accepted.
God bless
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
Go ahead, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you. Okay. Um, One thing that is very paramount in the life of an individual is his fellowship and his relationship. So, when you are in the midst of people that are very helpful towards your growth and everything, you take it for granted. You will really not realize how helpful it could be in the journey of our life and all that. So I keep wondering, um, why would God say I love Jacob and I hate Esau? Why? So if you notice, Jacob is always around where he will get counsel, where he will get direction, and where he will get guidance. But Esau is not always as close as where he will, draw and, get a lot of support. So that becomes an advantage for Jacob over Esau. That becomes a great advantage. And then for me personally, I've looked at it. One of the thing that is keeping me is because of um, the kind of opportunity that God has already given to me. So, but now when I look back, I realize that it's a lot of gap. It's a lot of, a lot of um a lot of things I've taken for granted. So now it's looking like one is on a journey where you are your advisor, you are your encourager and everything. At the end of the day, it becomes um at the end of the day, it becomes as if the only anchor you have is nothing else but God. The only anchor you have is nothing else but God. And once one can be able to leverage on that, you realize that every other thing will fall in line, even though it's looking as if you are a stranger and all that. But the anchor bearer is still there to help you navigate. At the end of the day, you become a masterpiece of what God has designed for us. So if you look at it the place, thank you, Brother Israel, in Jeremiah chapter 18, from verse 3 to 4. Then I went down to the potter's house. He made it again, another vessel. So God is interested in making us get better, removing our impurities and trying to purify us. But we just have to submit. So if we don't submit, it will make it difficult for God to help us become a better version of ourselves. It's only when we allow Him to remove the impurities that has clouded our mind or clouded our heart that He can help us become better. Nobody is perfect in the first place, and nobody is inherently impossible for God to make better. For example, when God say, I hate Esau, it doesn't mean that Esau has an inherent possibility of not becoming a better person. It's just because Esau has not submitted himself to allow God to remove the imperfection that is in him. So we come the way we are. We come with our grudges. We come with our mad state. We come with our dirty state. And then our dirty state or our imperfection does not disapprove us, does not disqualify us. It doesn't make us impossible to become better, but rather it should allow us to, you don't mark it, you don't color it, you just say it the way it is. If there is one thing I always tell my wife is that if I don't like something, I'll tell you I don't like it. I don't try to beat around the bush. I will just tell you the truth. I don't like this thing. And when we try to color it, when we try to make believe that everything is well when all is not well, it becomes difficult. It becomes very, very difficult. So what is the one way forward? One way forward is to allow us to be permeable, to be permissible, to be very receptive, to be very receptive. If it's one thing to be, to realize you have erred, to realize your error, to realize the aspects you need to become better, but it's not enough. It's not enough. What is the next step? The next step is to be susceptible, be acceptable, allow God to, you know, handle those past life that is trying to define our future, that is trying to, you know, make us see ourselves as that is who we are. No, no, no. There is more to it. There is more to it. So, how can we become that handle, that vessel, that instrument that God will prefer to use? How can we become that instrument that God would prefer to use? Is by aligning ourselves and allow Him to, to make us go through a kind of mutation, a kind of a change, a kind of something just, turn around. And it will be like, where was this strength before? Where was this zeal before? Where was this energy before? So, and that's what happened. It's like a twist. You can't even explain it yourself. You cannot, because you've allowed God to, be the one to handle, and you will see yourself, even though you are a stranger, you have nowhere to run to. Suddenly God will start drawing people to you. Suddenly God will start, making those things that looked impossible to become very possible. You cannot become the vessel God intend if you do not allow Him, to cause you some level of discomfort, to cause you some level of, uh, some level of brokenness, some level of you go through some kind of there is what is called material malleability. That's the ability or the ability of a material to become subject to reformation. So that's the kind of activity that happens, the kind of pressures that happen when we submit ourselves to the shaping process. And before you know it, you you will discover that because you've been able to stay on the wheel, because you've been able to say, okay, use me, allow me, as in break me, mold me, any, just I want to be better. So where is the taste? Where is the desire? Where is the heart cry? Where is this passion to say, I'm gonna tarry here, I'm going to stay here, until until we get to that point where there is hunger, then we can now have the 1,000 more experience, 1,000 more experience. So God can only take us to the level where we'll be able to flourish if there is true hunger to allow Him to make us malleable, to allow Him to make us to be broken, to get us to see our foolishness and get us to see um, our unwise decision, and then allow Him to improve us, to make us turn around effortlessly, to turn around once we are able to let go of those temporary benefit, of those temporary opportunities, and allow Him to, you know, make us a better version. Then truly, we'll begin to see the hand of God in our experience and also in our work with Him. So I would like us to, you know, understand that it is not all well until we get to that point where He Himself is acknowledging that, yes, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. Yes, I love the changes. I love what is going through. It's not the validation of man, it's his validation. It's his validation. Once we are in alignment, once we're in agreement with his and conforming to his, he's shaping us, he's molding us, he's removing impurities, guiding us. Sometimes we cry, we say this is too hard. It's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let him understand the pain point and still remain submitted. And still remain there, and still stay there, and still stay there. And he's shaping his counsel. He's, putting us in the place where we should be at the right time. And before you know it, we'll become um, that vessel that he truly wants us to be. We will become the person that he truly wants us to become. So he's always there. He's not angry. It's only when we are far away, he doesn't get close to us. We are no longer in alignment, that it becomes a problem. But once we allow him, he's patient and he's committed to see through the whole process. He's not um, in a haste to let us go. Well, I think sometimes the problem is our impatience. We don't want to go through the process, and actually, no one like going through the process. the process can look is does this really worth it? At the end of the day, we tried shortcut and we'll now come back to realize that um that was never the answer after all. It is still his way that is the answer. It is still his way that is the answer. So we will open our hearts, or allow him to go to walk us through his plan, to walk us through his purpose. We'll allow him to, help us to see the way he's looking, the way he's saying, and we'll come back to say, have I really allowed him? Have I really allowed him to, you know, um, put us through? Have I put me through? Have I really allowed him? Have I really submitted? Have I really become the person he wants us to be? So I pray that God will help us to be able to submit and become that instrument he he wants us to be. Um, Let us pray at this point and say, where am I struggling with him in this work? Where am I struggling with him? Where am I making it difficult for him to make me malleable, for him to make me the kind of person he wants me to be? So as we reflect on that, I pray the Lord will help us. Thank you.
Amen. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. So that was a very great
Amen.
one. The experience of the vessel in the hand or in the house